Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to unbox Rey's speeder from Jakku. So let's go set this thing free, come on. Alright everybody, here we are today with Rey's speeder from Jakku. And so we are going to unbox this girl today, excuse me. And before we get that far, I just want to spin the packaging around, let you guys see what's on the back, see what's going on back here. And of course, this vehicle is from The Force Awakens, and then you have a nice picture of Rey and the speeder. And of course, they're showing you some of the functions, and it looks like we're going to get a little blaster cannon here from Rey's speeder, which I don't remember that in the movie, but would have been cool. Okay, so I'll read the description of the vehicle. It's very short. For quick transportation across the junk-strewn dunes of Jakku, Rey relies on her old salvaged speeder. And of course, you guys remember she did use this thing very briefly in The Force Awakens. And some of you may be wondering, why does it have Rogue One packaging or labeling on something from The Force Awakens? And the reason for that is this was a little bit later release of this speeder, and what you have to understand in the toy world, when they change the packaging for a new movie release, every toy for a little bit of time is going to get the packaging of whatever movie's out at the time. So when this version of the speeder came out, it was obviously when Rogue One toy line was out, so Rey gets Rogue One packaging. So that's why that is. All right, so it's not a mistake or anything like that. So all right, let's cut into this thing. I want to check this little thing out here, and yeah, looks like we got a little bit of glue on this one. And that is one thing I honestly say I've noticed about, if any of you out there have seen these versions of the toys or this size box in the store, when you buy them, some of them they glue the tab and some of them they don't. I've noticed in the stores, the ones they don't, you can almost reach in the box. I'm not trying to suggest that you do, but I think that you might want to be a little bit more careful with the packaging to avoid theft and things like that. But all right, there she is. Where's your Rey of Jakku in her scavenging outfit? And of course, this is before the lightsaber and the blaster was acquired by her, so the only accessory she has is her staff. And we will take a little bit closer look at her in a second. I want to get this speeder out of here and handle this thing. So, all right. Well, one thing I can tell you I like already is it doesn't appear that there's any assembly required. So, all right, so here it is. Very nice. I like the way it looks. I like the sculpting on the side with that net bag. That looks very cool. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing offhand here is the movement on the back fins. Okay, so if you look here, you can see these back fins, they actually have movement to them. So I'm supposing that's the steering mechanism for this vehicle, or what helps it, but they're just kind of flopping there. They don't really lock in a position or anything. So, and you can do them individually, one at a time, if you want. So, all right, and then you see here, I'm already looking at the foot pedals have pegs for the foot, so that's good. And of course, this is your seat. Handlebars, there's a little bit of wiggle on the handlebars, but I don't think they move, which is surprising to me. Okay, and then you have a little windscreen here. Of course, her bag of salvaged junk, and it looks like, if you look very closely here, you'll see there's little, oh, the net bag looks removable. Interesting. Okay, so there's little clips right here, and I'm not totally sure what those are for yet, but I think you might be able to put her staff and clip it in there. So, but I'm already seeing that. Okay, it looks like the junk bag is removable. Oh, very cool. Okay, it is. So the net bag that contains all her junk is removable. And you can see there's little pegs in it here. And it's just a piece of flexible plastic. And you can see the holes where it lines up, and there's pegs on the bottom of it as well. And then, of course, you have holes for that. And then it looks like, oh, okay. I think this is the trigger for the... Okay, I was just about to ask. I wonder how you eject the cannon that she has. But as you can see, they also put some, the way they did the paint, it's got, like a used look to it, or a little bit of wear and tear. You can see there's a battle damage there. It looks like she ran it into something. And of course you have your air intake in the front. These front little landing gears, you can see that's what the ship's going to rest on when it's on the ground. They do not have any movement. And as you can see, if you look very close at the paint job, you can see it looks like it's been used, wear and tear to it. And then a little more damage there, or paint damage. But that is the whole vehicle. And let's see here. Oh, no, we still got to look at the cannon. So, okay. If you look at the top here, as we saw in the box, there's a whole cannon mechanism that shoots out here. And what I'm seeing is you push this button right here that's blended in with the junk on the side. And when you push it, let's see what happens. Okay, we left a part in the box. As I opened the cannon here, I'm wondering, what does it shoot? Well, here it is. Here's the projectile. Forgot to pull it out of the box, but it's just a red, I guess, blaster bolt or missile, whatever you want to call it. But there's no tab or anything. Some of them have tabs on them that distinct, you need to have it facing up in this direction, but this is not the case on this one. And then you can see the cannon under there. It's a little bit hard to see because the way the covering is rounded, it kind of hides it very well. But there you can see the tip of the barrel, and there is your cannon. You can see it, and where you're going to insert the projectiles on the top part there, the top what appears to be barrel. And I'm trying to see where is the trigger mechanism. But let's load the projectile and see what happens. See if we can figure out where the trigger is here. Okay, so you just re-push the same button. So when you close it, you're going to push the button once, and of course the cannon's going to eject up, and then you push it again, and it fires. So very cool. So obviously just slide it until you hear click, and then fire. So that's pretty simple. Works very well. Let's see here. Okay. I'll take it. All right. And wow, it's in there. The door isn't loose. This is one of the better little hidden compartments I've ever seen on a vehicle. I like it. They did a good job. It springs up very fast. Nice. Very cool. All right, so, forgot to put the net bag back on. All the junk's gonna fall over the desert. Let's see if this is difficult. And now, why they made this bag removable and the junk stays there, I'm not totally sure why that is. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, the easiest way to get it is you want to get it back on. You want to put the hole onto the cannon button first, and then do the outside ones, or you may be fighting this thing for a little bit. And come on here, buddy. My last little peg here isn't wanting to go in all the way. Alright, we'll fight that later, but you get the idea. That's how the bag is supposed to be reattached. So, very nice. Alright, let's take a look at Ray. And of course, we have her famous staff. And I'm still going to stand by my ground on this one. I still think this staff is going to end up having some significance in her story. We will find out when we see episode 9, but it feels a little bit thinner and smaller. You can see it's kind of warped. I got a warped one, but if you get warped accessories, you just kind of press them in the right direction. You can straighten them out. It's not that difficult to do. So, but anyway, when you compare it to the ones where when you buy the individual figure Rey, whether it's for Force Awakens or The Last Jedi, this thing is very thin and hate to use this word, but flimsy. It's, you know, it's smaller than the individual packaged ones, so just be aware of that. So I suppose if you had an individual packaged one open, you could take her more sturdy staff and give it to this Rey. But here she is, very nice. I like the gloves and the head wrap. That looks very cool. So here is the Rey figure, and I'm going to go ahead, and I haven't tried to remove it yet, but I'm guessing this... Oh, wow. I thought this head wrap would pull right off like a little helmet or something, and it is not. It is going to stay on there. Okay, very interesting. I just assumed, looking at her in the package, that that head wrap would come off, and it does not. Okay, so let's... Yeah, that's not coming off. Okay, so... Very minimal head movement. You can see you just get a little bit of wiggle, and of course that's because of the head wrap. And I can already tell we're gonna have restricted movement on her arms, and again, that's because you can see how the head wrap comes over her shoulders. So just on the up and down shoulder movement on both arms, that's as high as you're gonna get them. And same thing going backwards, you're gonna be restricted, and that's as far as they go. And let's see here. And so, of course, because she needs to sit on the speeder, she's going to have good leg articulation. So there's her hip movement. And I believe that is it. And, okay, I'm kind of seeing why I think they may have made the staff a lot smaller. If you look at her hands, they're very small. And, of course, they got her in the, open fist position with her hands so she can hold the accessory. And you can see it's very... very small. So, and let's see how she holds her staff. And I have a feeling I may have to... Okay, it snapped right in. Very cool. So, she can hold her staff. I thought I might have to fight it to get it in a little bit, but that does not appear to be the case. It went right in. Okay, I thought I rotated her wrist there for a second. I thought she had wrist articulation, but she does not. Okay. Very cool. Okay, so she's holding it with both hands. And then, of course, you have the shoulder sling. And one thing with it being a little bit more flexible is you may make it a little bit easier to fling it over her shoulder. Or I wonder if you can get it over her whole body. I don't think it's going to look right if you do that. So we'll just... You're going to have to stretch it too much to get it across her whole body. I was thinking if you could put the strap and put it, like where this little sash is, it's going across her chest. Do it like that. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see here. Whoops. Yeah, it's just going to look like you're forcing it. It's not going to look right. And, of course, I'm doing it backwards, so... See, now that I said it, I want to try it. Okay, there you go. See, that's kind of... Alright, that doesn't look too bad. I thought it would look worse than that. You can see how it looks like it's, you're getting a big warp in the actual staff there. But when looking at it from the front, that doesn't look bad at all. That's kind of how she carried it in the movie sometimes. She threw it across her chest like that. But very cool. And so what I thought I saw here a second ago, and let's just see here. This looks like a figure that's very good. It stands on her own. What I thought I saw here earlier, as I was pointing out, if you look at the net bag, there's these little clips on the side here, and I'm thinking, yeah, that is to hold her staff. So she doesn't have to carry it while she drives. All right, now let's see how well she sits on this thing. So, and as I was pointing out earlier, of course, she has little holes on the bottom of her feet. So that's where you want to put these little pegs on the foot pedals here. So let's... Come on, Rey. Don't fight me on this. All right, there she goes. So being a little bit tricky to get her on here. So when you put one foot on, it pulls the other one off. All right. And another thing I'm seeing there, okay, she's grabbing it, but it looks like, you know, you're kind of stretching her fists out a little bit. The handlebars just seem a little bit bigger than her hands are meant to grab, but she's grabbing them, and she is on there very well. Not coming off. That's what you want to see. Okay. Very cool. All right, she fits on there very well. Very good. All right. All right, guys. There she is from The Force Awakens. This is Rey of Jakku with Rey's Jakku speeder with fire and projectile. You gotta love that. All right, guys, there she is. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate your support. And if you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. And again, thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.